And welcome back. So after having a look around after last time, there are a couple of things I missed, especially in the, or at least certainly in the attic area. So I think there was some kind of box along the floor. I think there was this note here. Oh, I thought that was a note that I missed. Apparently I can't click on it. But it definitely looks like something that should be easily viewable. Okay. Well, there was definitely one in the children's bedroom, under one of the beds, if I recall correctly. So there was this photo and this journal. Okay, that's not as... Oh, I can... Yeah, I completely forgot the game had a zoom function, so that would make some of the text easy to read. But there was just that. And I thought there was a box somewhere. Oh, that's interesting. So that tells me the brick puzzle. Okay, that's actually quite handy indeed. So there was that. I thought there was a box somewhere that I'd missed as well. One of those small trinket boxes, but that doesn't seem to be the case, or at least I've forgotten again where it was. So not to worry on that. But also, having a look through the Gemini twins note, there was something about, if I recall correctly, a name for both the twins, which might fit in as the computer password. So yeah, there we go. So we'll try that as the computer password and see if that helps. So it was D I O, and then we've got SKO. Oh, too far. And finally, URI. Excellent. So let's have a look at the log entry, shall we? So this is more about the flying drones, which the uncle is calling the Eyes, which ties into the title. I've secured the door. So a key for what then? Let's go find out, shall we? Oh, okay, so not a key in a traditional sense, but it certainly is going to unlock the door that we're looking for back in the main corridor. Well, before we go and do that, we can go and have a look at this brick puzzle again now that I know hopefully what the unlocking sequence is supposed to be. So we've got that, and we need to do... Okay, so that handily tells us, or basically records everything that we've seen. So we have to go back to the computer if you want to reread it. And which was the note? This one, I think. Yes, I have to set the middle brick in the third row into the correct position last of all. Okay. Wait, middle brick in the third row? That... We're not using any of the middle bricks. How is that supposed to work then? Well, okay. So not quite sure. Let's try it this way then. So we'll take all the bricks out, and then if we put all the bricks in, so that one, these two, this one presumably has to be last. No. We'll push all the bricks in, and we'll take all the bricks out again. So this one... Nope. I mean, it's just going to require a bit of fiddling, basically. It's not quite as straightforward as I hoped, unfortunately. Middle brick in the third row. Nope. Interesting. Well, I'll come back to that. We'll do the door, and we'll come back to that bit in a second. I suspect this will certainly give us more than enough to be going on with for the time being anyway. So that's going to be some lever placements, which will presumably bring down the central staircase. We've got some interesting looking arm contraptions. Can't seem to use those just yet. That looks like something should slot in there and then rotate to bring up another set of stairs, maybe? We've got a letter puzzle for this statue. And that looks like it for kind of obvious bits and pieces. There's another door over here with another lock. That button doesn't seem to work. That cable goes... Okay, it's a... some kind of directional power then. So let's try powering up this device maybe first and we'll see. So we flip this like so. And if we've got the power going along this one, then we need to flip this one the opposite way. And we'll give that a try. Yep, there we go. Right, so it wants a symbol, but we don't know which symbol. Could we just basically do all the symbols and guess? We could certainly do that. I'm not sure whether that's the intended way to do it, but fine. There's nothing else on this table. Nope. And there's something in the bowl, which is just a couple of coins. Don't think there's anything in this particular area up the top here. Server offline. Well, let's try and get it online, shall we? So then if we want this one to get powered up, we need to be doing, I think, this. That looks like a dead end in the other direction. And this. And again, we'll just rotate our way through the symbols until we find the one that matches up with whatever the game says is the correct one. Again, if I knew my symbols more intimately, I would presume that whichever symbol is the correct one on either side has some kind of significance. But unfortunately, I'm lacking in that knowledgeable aspect. Yep, and there's our central stairway. So this is an entirely new section, isn't it? Yeah, we've got no clues and we've got no collectibles as... Oh, we found... So does this then tie up to the... what was it again? The kind of the basement sewer level where we found that picture with the flame on it. So this is all one sort of large next area then, presumably. We've got... Oh, yes, as well, that's what I was thinking of. The so back downstairs in the master bedroom, or one of the bedrooms, there was the circular puzzle with the lights on it that had different sounds attached, possibly. I did wonder if it was maybe something to do with the chandelier. I'll have to go back and check and see if they match up somehow. Because some of the bulbs on the chandelier were out and some were lit, so maybe that correlates to some of the lights were supposed to be lit up. In the meantime, though, we've got some kind of star pattern. A box with no key. These bars will presumably have to be in some kind of sequence, and we can raise and lower them. This just rotates but doesn't seem to do anything else. We've got a book with hopefully some kind of clue. Right, so 6 points, and we have to activate them in a certain order. I wonder if this is the 6 points. But these don't seem to want to activate, so maybe not there then. A wheel that should rotate but is currently locked in place by 2 pins by the looks of it. Nothing on that. There's a box underneath the table, so we'll get a coin out of that. And then this is some kind of locked puzzle glass with a hexagonal device which presumably clicks in. Not here then. Well, this is definitely looking very interesting. Got some wave patterns. So the guy was doing some kind of experiments on matter, which is this thing. Presumably this is what the whole kind of signal is about that we're supposed to track down. And then, what do we want to do here? Right, so it's not accessible yet. This is not currently on by the looks of it, so I have to switch that on at some point. Doesn't seem to be anything else on the shelves apart from a bunch of computer equipment. And then this looks, yeah, locked. Right then, so presumably this is going to tell us a bit more about what the guy's been studying. I wonder how he came about all this kind of stuff in the first place then. Okay. So there's nothing else apart from this, which presumably tells us what kind of patterns we need to program into the oscillator when we can get it up and running. So let's try and figure out how we do that first then. Nothing on the ceiling. I should have actually checked ceilings and floors on previous rooms, but I didn't. I was too eager to find out what all this cool stuff was about. Now where on earth are we? Several busts with dates on them, which may mean something. So these click round. We've got 4 in total. Yep, 4 in total, and I'm sure I've seen these before actually. I think I've seen that one before, and I'm sure I've seen this one before. Now whether the pairs of them mean anything, or whether they're just duplicated statues, I'm not entirely sure. What else have we got? So yeah, Orion the Hunter, Draco the Dragon, some more constellations, this is okay, not active just yet, but that's the same kind of dial as we saw on the statues, so presumably once we figure out what these are all about, this will maybe unlock this disc here. That is a key for somewhere. Okay, what's this then? So that looks like the bars of liquid that we could change the heights on. So this is the grade for that, and then this is what exactly? And we can go up or down, presumably. Wow. Nope, not working just yet. This is a lot of stuff to take in. More reading is in order, I suspect. Well, we've got the electrical cabling for this heading down the tower. So if we follow it all the way, it continues on downwards. So let's go have a look down there. And there's another locked ship's wheel in place there. I'll have to try and remember that's there in case I need to come back and do something with this later on. Anything else? No, I don't think so. So we'll go back upstairs and we'll see what this is going to do now. we've illuminated various parts of various constellations. These rotate or maneuver ever so slightly. Well, that looks correct. So we'll leave that as it is. This one here. I mean, they all look correct as they are, so why? Okay, well, not quite sure what to make of that. So we can definitely click this into displaying different constellation patterns, and we can match. So some of these are out of alignment, so we can certainly match them. But there's quite a number of constellation patterns it was showing us, and we just have to match them all then, presumably? So that's now matched up, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything unless it's activating something downstairs. We've got wires that head off into this doorway. Is it carrying on this way? And then it links up into what? The computer? Nope. Or at least not yet. So it's all potentially tied into this. Just means, what am I looking for specifically then? Now we did find a number of constellations in the books which we might need to therefore replicate. We have... okay, so we've got the Hunter and the Dragon, and on the computer it's currently displaying the Hunter and the Dragon. Now, does that mean we have to then replicate them with the constellation room? This just says access denied, remotely locked. Well, it's worth a try if nothing else, but I think what we'll go and do first is remember where this key was supposed to go. I think it was possibly back... wasn't there, was it? Was it? Yes, it was here. That doesn't seem to have... nope. That's a bit of a shame, I was hoping for more than that. Okay then, we've got this star pattern here, which is referencing this clue, I think. Not quite. Slightly, but not quite. And we still don't know what these numbers are supposed to be. That's just journal entries. Okay, so... is this the three numbers we're supposed to come up with then? How exactly does that work? So we've got that one, let me see. So 1, 5. Let me double check. Right, so coloured in stars is addition and uncoloured is subtraction. So basically 5 plus -3 equals 2. It's worth a shot. I've got nothing else to try, so sure. So we've got that kind of pattern means... What did I say? 6 minus 3 is 3, plus 7 is 10. Okay, so the first one wants to be 10. And they go up in increments of 2, is that correct? Yep, so 10 would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Now a hint would be nice to know I'm in the right direction, but we'll keep going and see. So the second one is that across like so. So 5 minus 6 is -1. That would be -4. And plus 7 again is that right? Yeah, 5 minus 6 is -1. -3 is -4. And then plus 7 is 3. Now this doesn't have odd numbers on the delineations, but I guess if we just park it between 2 and 4, that should hopefully suffice. Like so. And then the final one tells us that we want 5, that's -1, and that is going to be 6 then. Two, 4, 6. And now the button. Hey! Good stuff. Right, where's that supposed to go then? There was... I don't know if it was downstairs. Yep, there we go. And then we've got the statue here as well with a 6-letter word, and we have picked up several other constellation names. So if I go back quickly, we've got... These are all 5. Well, the only one that's obviously 6 is Auriga, so we'll try that. Just on the off chance. Nope, there doesn't seem to be a U as a second letter, so that effectively rules out that one. So we'll come back to that in a bit. Insert boot disk. We've got a bunch of these similar pattern tiles as we saw in the ceilings in the main area. There's a lot of them though. This could be quite the complicated puzzle. We've got one half of a lever handle, and this computer is displaying various symbols which we can't seem to change. So there's obviously some other way of inputting symbols into here, presumably, and once we figure that out, then we can change these symbols and they'll match up with something that we're trying to find later on. Nothing else in this particular area, just apart from the fact we need to find this boot disk. Okay. So this is the downstairs bit that we saw from over here earlier on. This should rotate by the looks of it, but isn't rotating just yet. We've got this which we unlocked, which is a bunch of silver coins and gold treasure. Very nice. Very shiny and sparkly. But unfortunately not all that helpful. I have no idea what that is, unfortunately. But we do have one of 3 levers and half of, well, 2 of 3 levers. That was very easily given to us. So we just need the 3rd. Well, I'm liking this. If they keep giving me this stuff on a plate, then I'm going to take it. Now, what did this unlock? This is also still locked. Am I supposed to do this in a certain pattern? Well, there's only a certain number of combinations in that case, so I could just go through them all, presumably. There's got to be a clue somewhere, though. But if nothing else, yeah, I'll just basically go through all the patterns and hopefully get lucky within a short amount of time. There doesn't seem to be anything immediately obvious. I'm wondering if this is not the... if this is not possibly helping with the 6-letter puzzle that was on the statue upstairs. So we basically have to rotate them 2 in a certain direction, so on and so forth. It doesn't sound quite right, but you never know. Okay, well, something happened. Or it clicked something because it's not resetting, but what exactly? It's not the ship's wheel, that's still locked up. There doesn't seem to be any other kind of pull chains that would ultimately complete a puzzle. This is very definitely, yeah, not moving. Well, what I'm going to try and do then is I'll make a note of these, unless the game has already done it for me. No, unfortunately it hasn't. So I'll make a quick note of these, and we'll try them out upstairs on the statue. It probably isn't that, but it's worth a quick try, if nothing else. So we've got 6 positions, and then 2, 1 and 3 under, and 1, 3 over and 1 under, something like that. There's nothing... Oh, what's this that I missed before? So, half of a... No, possibly the whole, it's just this corner has been torn off. Of a piece of print paper. Back when you had to... back when you had to feed paper in, and the only way the printer could grip it was by these spool bits to the side. And if they got ruined, then your whole print usually went to awry and you had to redo it. So we've got a string of numbers, some symbols, where does that feed into then? It's an object we can use, so it's not a clue as such. We can actually input it in somewhere. It's just a case of where. That would be the disk that we need for the computer. Doesn't seem to be anything obvious with all these banks of servers and bits and pieces. I think these are just display screens. They don't seem to have any kind of input function. And this is, yeah, going to be most tricky, I suspect. Well, let's head back upstairs quickly. I'm still wondering if that pull cord in the ceiling that we pulled did something. It doesn't seem to have tripped anything immediately obvious. Got some symbols along the top though. Just 2 of them? Yeah, just the 2. So again I'll make a... Oh, those could have been the symbols that we needed for the right to unlock the levers, which I just basically forced my way through. But it's nice to know there was a more elegant solution if I'd looked around and picked up on it earlier. So we've still got this to sort out, but I think there's supposed to be something that goes in this little indent here, possibly. We've figured out what that and all that's about, so we don't have to worry about that again. Nothing else in this room that unlocked that. We've still got a ship's wheel that... Yeah, it only rotates so far, so we need to find some way of unlocking these holding pins. So that's the journal entry we already found. I think there's quite possibly some other important piece of information or clue that's basically obscured somewhere, and I should be locating it. That's going to make everything click into place. Well, we did say we could go upstairs and try the constellation patterns on the projector upstairs, so we'll go and do that if nothing else, and hopefully that gives us a bit of a boost. Should I be making note of these dates on the statues? I think what I might do as well is so presumably this has to be in a certain location based on the date. doesn't seem quite right, because there's 6 positions for the dial to tick round to, basically, and there's only 4 statues. So it's not a question of... I don't think it's a question of which statue is supposed to be in which position. I think it's a question of this dial has to be in a certain location based on the date. I'm not 100% sure on that. It's nothing to do with this, I don't think. I'll come back to that as well. Well, let's, like I said, let's go upstairs. Now then, so here we have... I was going to try Orion and the dragon. So Orion would be... That's the dragon. Maybe Orion isn't in this particular display. No, doesn't seem to be, unless I'm missing it. Well, alright, what we'll do instead then is we can... go through and lock in the different constellation patterns. That doesn't seem right though, because once the constellation pattern is locked in for one of the displays from the projector, as soon as we click the projector off again, it's going to change it. So we have to have the right pattern displayed by the projector and then lock it in, and that's supposed to unlock something. Now we could go through every single one and try them all. That seems like a horrendous waste of time though. It's tied into the computer, so we couldn't find the hunter, but there was the dragon displayed, and that was one of the patterns displayed by the projector. So we'll give that a try instead. I think it was that one, wasn't it? Nope, not quite right. Nope, not that either. There we go. I'm pretty sure that was the one we're looking for. Yep. So we'll see if we can... Whoops. So that's that. That all matches up. Yep, that all looks good. So let's nip downstairs and see if that helps out with anything. No, still locked remotely. It does say server offline though. So do we have to get those servers booted up that was downstairs as well? Quite possibly. So unfortunately just finding the right constellation isn't going to help either. Let me see then. I was going to try this quickly, so if we start everything at... No, that's not quite right. I don't think my initial guess of having the numbers go up and down a certain amount, having the letters go up and down certain amounts is going to work out. I just need to basically figure out... Okay, so I think all we're going to get with this one then is another one of those glowing lights. So if I don't manage to figure out what the name's supposed to be for this particular guy, it's not going to matter too much. I think if it certainly seems that if you have a sort of a working knowledge of constellations and their names and star patterns and that kind of stuff, you're going to have a possibly easier time of this game than if you don't. But in the end, it's certainly, for me anyway, it certainly hasn't diminished my enjoyment. Oh, there was a... How did I not see that before? I swear I can't see for looking sometimes. Ah, but in the end, yep, that's just another constellation puzzle where we need the lights for it. Maybe I do need to just brute force this then. So 1, 3, 2. Oh, wait, no, I think I know what it's supposed to be. It is this after all, but I was just not... Or is it? How does that go? 2 down... Maybe it isn't then. Let's have another look. So we'll try... 2 down... Hang on a second. It doesn't say which 2, it just says... Well, I've got nothing else to try, so we'll give it a try. 2 down... 1 down... 3 down... 1 up... 3 up... No. Yeah, that was, I guess that was a bit fanciful on my part, but that's possibly the right kind of thing we're looking for. So we have to have particular levers up and down in some kind of combination, and then that will unlock. Well, that's something else to be on the lookout for then. I think I'm going to put a break in here. I'll have a look around, see if there's any other clues I've missed, and have a sort of a rumination on some of the puzzles, and seeing it, if anything springs to mind when I'm not trying to basically force my brain into thinking about it, and it just comes naturally. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you next time.